Hi, everyone. This is Dale in Florida, welcoming all of you to our Profit Clicking call this evening. Welcome and thank you for joining us. The person that I'm about to introduce is not new to the business world. He's been an entrepreneur and business owner since 1987. He's been successfully involved in direct sales, marketing, and development with many successful companies, including one of the first service-based direct sales companies. He has been involved with online marketing since 2000. He's a family man, having been married for over 27 years and has 7 beautiful children. And now we are fortunate to have him on our team. And on that note, Doc, are you ready?
I'm here, Dale. How are you tonight?
I am wonderful, and it's so great to hear you, Doc. Welcome to the call.
Well, thank you very much. It is absolutely a pleasure for me to be here tonight. It's always a pleasure to come, and I want to say welcome to all of the folks that are dialing in tonight. We've got a lot of wonderful, exciting information to share tonight, and I think you'll be well paid for having your time being here. So I'm excited to be here, and we'll go ahead and get started. Okay, last week, ladies and gentlemen, we talked a little bit more about the migration process and all of that. I'm not going to spend time on that tonight, but I know that there's a lot of questions out there pertaining to the withdrawal process and the profit shift that's coming up. So I want to start the call tonight introducing some fabulous new upgrades and simplification processes that have been implemented on the website. For all of you that are regular on the website, you'll notice now for all new members that join the system, when you first complete the process of joining the system, the very first page that you'll see is a page that lets you know as a new member that there's 2 ways to make money in profit clicking. It gives you an opportunity to start right off the bat with your free $10 test drive. And it introduces the 2 ways to make money, which are, on the one side we have ad packs, which when you purchase an advertising package, they have the potential to pay out 20 cents per day per package during the week and 10 cents per day per package on the weekends. That's one way that members can be benefited, and the other way is to invite others to do the same. This page tells you exactly what the benefit is for doing that. When you tell someone else, share the good news of profit clicking with someone else, you'll receive a $1 commission for every ad pack that your referral purchases and a 50-cent commission for every ad pack that your referral purchases. So it's a nice, simple way for new members to get introduced to profit clicking and be able to start immediately with a very simple process to get started. We, as the organization, we even start new members with their first $10 test drive. So it's a fabulous, simplified, streamlined feature that we've got on our site now. We've also got, for those members that want to start off with the test drive, we've added a new page that introduces how to do that test drive and a step-by-step tutorial that takes you through purchasing your first ad package. So that's a new system that's been added to the site. There's a number of new, very simplified explanations that are now available for new members to join the system to eliminate the confusion and the question that members had to be able to really get started in maximizing their potential with profit clicking. So I want to go over briefly just some of those upgrades that have been launched on the site. And we've got some new upgrades with the wallet. The wallet feature has been upgraded with instructions on how to link to your pay processor. I know there's been some questions in the past about connecting to pay processors. There's a step-by-step tutorial that's now available that walks you through how to load your wallet, the 1, 2s, and 3, simple steps of it all. In-depth information is available with each pay processor, and that information can be found by utilizing the question mark that's there in the payment processor heading. That takes you to a page that will introduce you to each one of the payment processors that we currently work with. So we've talked about the upgrade to the wallet. We've talked about the new test drive, the 2 ways to make money, we now have a withdrawal news. I want to talk about that. I know that probably the top burning question out there has to do with the withdrawal system here in Profit Clicking. And we are very, very excited to be able to share with our members tonight that we have upgraded that process. And beginning next week, we're going to be rolling out the new withdrawal process, which will be processing withdrawal requests within 48 hours. This will dramatically reduce the time that it takes for current withdrawals to be paid. And we've also got a lot of resources that are dedicated to increasing the current daily limit, which is now set at $250 per member per payment processor. We're continuing paying out the withdrawals waiting in the queue, and so we're going to actually have two different steps to address the withdrawal issue. One of them is the immediate withdrawal processing daily, and the other one is to continue to process the withdrawals that are still in the queue. So we're going to continue to do that until all of the withdrawal requests are caught up. We've also, last week, we mentioned the countdown for the first profit shift. The countdown has been ongoing, and I want to share just a little bit of information about that tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, our personnel has been working very, very hard to improve the services that we provide to our Profit Clicking members. And we made the announcement that the profit shift was coming, and the goal is to begin this process on November the 10th. So we're talking about rolling this out over the weekend. The profit shift education materials are just being finished up. And the profit shift, for those of you that have come into Profit Clicking from Just Been Paid, you're already familiar with the importance of the profit shift. But for our new members that are joining Profit Clicking, the profit shift is a very, very important component to the longevity of Profit Clicking. It's something that is part of our indefinite sustainability algorithm. And I know that in the past there have been some members that were concerned about how that would affect their long-term potential. And we've actually had a number of studies done on this. And several of our, even some of our top, most successful members in the system are kind of across-the-board survey. And what we've found is that the profit shift in most cases actually increases the earning potential that a member has. So, ladies and gentlemen, the profit shift is not a bad thing. It's actually a great thing, and it is very important to ensuring the longevity of our organization. Now, I want to share with you some very important information about the profit shift. We have two dates that are important to be familiar with. We have the position cutoff date, which was October the 25th. That date does not change. So that means that all of ad packs that were purchased on or after the 25th of October will not be affected by the profit shift. So any ad packs that you have purchased from the 25th on till now will not be affected. The best time for members to purchase ad packs is after that position cutoff date through and after the profit shift itself. Because any ad packs that you purchase during the coming weeks will effectively be the same as buying ad packs immediately after a profit shift. So the chances are very, very good that there won't be another profit shift for about 90 days, which means that the ad packs that you're purchasing now have the greatest potential of maturing all the way to the 150% payout before the next profit shift takes place. So that is very, very good information to know about. The other important date was the account cutoff date, and that was October the 15th, and that just means that new members that joined on or after October the 15th and purchased their ad packages will not be included in the first profit shift as well. You can find this information now on the dashboard. When you log into your account, you'll see a button up on the header that says Withdrawal News. And you can select that, and it'll take you to the page that gives you this information that I've just shared. So the withdrawal news is we're very excited to have this, ladies and gentlemen, to be able to address these concerns for our members, and also to make the process, to simplify the process for new members that are joining the system, to be able to find their way through the system, to be guided through the tutorials, and to have a simple, seamless process of joining, being able to load their wallet, purchase ad packs, start surfing the websites, and being able to experience daily sales commissions, which is very exciting. So a number of simplification components have been launched and are functional, and you'll be able to review those at will on the site. So that's exciting to be able to share with our members. Okay, we've also introduced, we talked a little bit about this last week, was the new SMS messaging system that's in beta. And that's pretty exciting because as members in the system, you can actually connect the notifications to your text messaging on your cell phone and be notified when you receive commissions, when there's panel rebates, when new members join your team, different important messages that you'd like to be able to be connected to even without logging into your account. So that's pretty exciting. Okay, one side note, just to let you know, to really put into perspective the value of sharing this wonderful message of profit clicking. And that is that there is a potential, ladies and gentlemen, to make as much as $5,000 per day per referral. Because your referral, anybody that you refer can purchase up to 5,000 ad packages a day, and you can get a $1 commission on each one of those. So there's so much freedom and so much potential that's available with profit clicking for members that really take advantage and maximize their potential either way. You can come into profit clicking and be tremendously blessed just with the ad packages alone, or you can compound your potential by sharing the gift with others and being able to help other people experience the same thing you are and be handsomely rewarded for your efforts. And so the referrals actually pay out on two levels, your personal referrals and their personal referrals. Another big item that's been a matter of question with some of our members is the daily sales commissions. I wanted to talk about that briefly tonight. The daily sales commissions calculate correctly inside of our system. Because one of the enhancements that has taken place with profit clicking is the addition of the traffic exchange. When the daily sales commissions are calculated, it has to link through the traffic exchange, and the traffic exchange itself is still in beta stage and being developed. So what happens is there are occasionally 1 or 2 days throughout the week where members may not see their daily sales commissions posting on their Money Monitor page. It doesn't mean they're not growing in the system. It just means that the actual system itself has to catch up the calculations and post those earnings. This is not something that's going to be long-term. The only reason why we're still dealing with the issue is because of the developments that are still taking place with the traffic exchange. So once the traffic exchange is completed, the daily sales commissions will be processing every single day and posting every single day. The important thing to understand is every ad package that you purchase as a member has the potential to grow all the way to the 150%. So from $10 all the way to $15 before it expires. And even if you happen to miss a day when you don't meet your surfing 3 websites, the value is still there. You just don't get the commission for that day. As soon as you surf your 3 websites and qualify for those commissions, they'll start posting into your account again. So that's something important to understand. Another item that I wanted to share, ladies and gentlemen, is to encourage everyone to maximize your potential and take advantage of the Level 1 upgrade. The Level 1 upgrade is fully operational. It's an optional upgrade that's available to all of our members in the system. It is well worth your attention and making the effort to take advantage of that upgrade because it maximizes your long-term potential. It gives you some additional products and services as well as the opportunity that when your ad packages mature and expire, if you have the Level 1 upgrade in place, you can actually receive a free PC panel in the panel system for every 4th expired ad package. So 4 expired ad packages can give you a free PC panel if you have that level 1 upgrade in place. That's just one additional benefit that you have to help maximize your potential. So we encourage you to do that. If you have ad packages that are transferred in the profit shift, you do not have to have a level 1 upgrade in place to be able to receive PC panels through a profit shift, but it's absolutely in your best interest, ladies and gentlemen, to take advantage of that upgrade, so we encourage you to do that. We've also had some tremendous developments with our support system, and we're excited to let all of our members know we have a 24/7 welcome room is in process. We have live support calls that are going around the clock 7 days a week, and the subjects rotate every 4 hours, so you can get information on the overview of profit clicking. You can get step-by-step information on how to get started, key directives on building your business, and then multiple times throughout the week we have advanced live training. So that's available for our members. And ladies and gentlemen, really take advantage of these support tools that are in place, because the world absolutely is in a position right now where there are millions and millions of people who need what we have. And it is quite a simple process, but for a new member coming in and getting exposed and getting experience with profit clicking can seem just a little bit overwhelming or a little bit confusing at first. And taking advantage of some of these support tools that are in place can really help you jumpstart your business and help you maximize your potential. So I wanted to share those items with you tonight. The last couple of weeks we've been talking about our exciting Twitter party. And it has been so much fun to see this Twitter party develop. If you've never had any experience with social media and you don't have the opportunity to dial into these live calls every Thursday night, you might consider getting hooked up with Twitter and being able to experience some of the highlights every week. And that's why we introduced this Twitter party. You'll notice, ladies and gentlemen, when you go to our website, on the right-hand side, there's a social media widget that floats on every page. And that little widget gives you access to all of our social media accounts. And one of those is Twitter. So if you or someone you know cannot listen to the call right now, they can follow the highlights on Twitter simply by going to Profit Clicking, clicking on the Twitter button on the right side of the page in that widget, and then setting up their account or connecting their account with the Profit Clicking Twitter account. That's a great way to be able to get the highlights of these live calls. We actually introduced a promotion several weeks ago with our Twitter. It's called our Twitter Tweet a Positive Experience with hashtag PC Happy Talk. And it has been an absolute blast. Going through some of these responses, feeling some of the energy that the members are sending in to us. And last week, we asked you to continue posting what you liked about Profit Clicking on your Twitter feed with the hashtag PC Happy Talk. We had another huge response. This is our 3rd week running, and I want to thank everyone who participated. The selected responses are going to be receiving $20 cash value into their system to be able to be utilized any way they wish. And so for those of you that did participate this past week in the hashtag PC Happy Talk, check your Twitter email for responses on how to claim your free $20. And I'll tell you, ladies and gentlemen, every week it's gotten better and more exciting, so you may want, if you haven't taken the time to participate in that, you may want to do that. I want to share just a couple responses that we got, and then just let you know what you need to do to qualify for this promotion. First of all, obviously, you'll follow us on Twitter at Profit Clicking. You'll want to make sure that you post from your own account something that you like the most about Profit Clicking, and then hashtag that with #PC Happy Talk. It's that #PC Happy Talk is what helps us be able to find your tweet among the thousands and thousands that are coming in. And for those of you that participate this week, next week we will reveal what you've won, and we'll give you instructions on how to claim your prize. You do need to be a member of Profit Clicking, and you do need to have a Twitter account and follow us on Twitter in order to qualify for this. So I wanted to share that with you. And I'll just real quick go over a few of just a couple of the tweets that came in. These are fun. This one comes from Kitschy, and it says, Profit Clicking is great for financial freedom with the 98%. I'm proudly a member of Profit Clicking. Thank you, Kitschy, for that tweet. This one comes from Donnie C. Profit Clicking, thanks to PC, I was able to make money from here. I can work relaxing without having to leave the house. Absolutely true. It's just awesome to really have people that are putting this all in perspective for us. Here's another one from Robin L. Who doesn't want to talk about PC Happy Talk when you receive daily profits? Now every member has a smile on their face because we earn at PC. Thank you for that tweet, Robin. And finally, this one comes from Dispon H. Profit Clicking PC Happy Talk. Whatever your dream, Profit Clicking is the best way to make it true. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for all those that participated in our tweet promotion. And again, for those of you that haven't had the opportunity, now is the time. Take advantage of our tweet. Just do a hashtag PC Happy Talk and send us a quick tweet on what you love about Profit Clicking. And with that, Dell, I'll turn it back to you.
Okay, great, Doc. Thanks so much. And that's just so exciting. And congratulations to all the winners. And thank you, Doc, for covering some serious topics and hitting on the key points. And there's so much progress being made. There's really a lot of excitement, I think, going on right now. Now, I'm going to open up the line shortly for questions, but first, Doc, we do have a few questions that are really important to our members, and I have them here, so I'm going to go ahead and ask them of you, and if you'd be so kind to answer them, that'd be great.
Absolutely. I'd be honored to.
Okay, great. The first one I have is, why am I not receiving my daily sales profits on a daily basis? And they go on to say, it'll receive one day, then nothing for a couple of days, and then I'll receive it again.
Okay, this pertains to the daily sales profits. I mentioned this briefly earlier. The daily sales profits calculations is running correctly, but it's tied to the traffic exchange. And so the traffic exchange is what has caused these delays. And so we do have the resolution in place. Once the traffic exchange is completed, the daily sales profits will be posting on a regular basis every day. But what you need to understand, ladies and gentlemen, is you're not losing anything. And what we're doing to offset this in the short term is when we get behind on a calculation, we run the calculations in tandem to get it caught back up. And what we're noticing is usually in the course of a week, we might have 1 to 2 days in that week where it starts to get a little bit behind and then we catch it back up. So the simple answer is it's because we're in beta stage with the traffic exchange, and we shouldn't have to be dealing with this much longer. But unfortunately, we have to complete the process before it's going to be daily. So.
Right, and I know that information coming from you, Doc, tonight is going to put a lot of members at ease about that. And let's see what else we have. Here's another one. Another profit shift is happening in a few days. Why do I still have unplaced PC panels from previous profit shifts? And they also say, I also purchased new PC panels, and they haven't placed yet. When will these be placed?
Okay. There's actually we're just coming up on our first profit shift in Profit Clicking, so this member must be referring to profit shifts that took place in Just Been Paid. I am happy to report, ladies and gentlemen, that all of the matrices that came over from Just Been Paid are now placed in the Profit Clicking panel system. If you had panels in Just Been Paid, you now have them in Profit Clicking. However, in the last restart in Just Been Paid, there were some placements that were waiting to be placed in the queue when the migration was started. So those placements that were in the queue before are still in the queue and being processed as we speak. And so you will receive all of the placements that you had previously. And the new purchased PC panels in Profit Clicking, the reason why you haven't seen those placed yet is because they're also in the queue. Generally speaking, the placements in the queue are processed on a first-come, first-served basis. However, there are some upgrades available with the panel system that can speed that process up. So you may want to take a look at some of the potential upgrades there to take advantage of those. But the placement queue is processing. The panels that weren't just been paid are now in Profit Clicking, and the queues will be processed on a first-come, first-served basis. How long that will take, I don't have an accurate answer for that because there's a very high volume of placements in the queue waiting to be placed. But it is processing as we speak, and it will continue until it's caught up.
And everybody will have all that's coming to them, so that's
absolutely.
Okay, I have another one. Also, Doc, how many ad packages will be converted in the Profit Shift? And why are you taking my ad packages and making me lose money?
Okay. First of all, the ad packages that are converted in a Profit Shift, as far as the number, is unique to each Profit Shift. Each Profit Shift can be different. Generally speaking, the conversion is anywhere from 10% of the available ad packages to 50%, but that's just generally speaking. What you need to understand about the Profit Shift is that it is a vital component to the longevity of the organization. And like I mentioned a little bit earlier, we've actually done some cross studies, just kind of a cross-section of memberships throughout the organization to evaluate the long-term effect of the Profit Shift. And what we found is in almost every case, the Profit Shift provided the same earning potential or greater. So many members actually experience an increase in earning potential through a Profit Shift. So it's not like we're taking any money and causing a loss. We're moving the revenue from one stream to another, and we're strengthening the longevity of the organization. So a Profit Shift is a vital component. And the good thing to understand about one is once the cutoff date has been established, you can offset whatever looks like a short-term change in your daily sales commissions by purchasing additional ad packages. And so strategically, one of the best things members can do when a Profit Shift has been announced is plan to start adding additional ad package purchases as soon as they know what that cutoff date is. And the cutoff date was October the 25th. So if you're concerned right now about a short-term change in your daily sales commission potential, you can offset that immediately with additional ad packages, but you can also have confidence in knowing that in the long term, the Profit Shift is actually, in many cases, increasing your earning potential.
Okay, and Doc, I have some questions that came in through the social media sites, and I'm going to move through a few of these. And one is from the Ask Doc emails, and this is from Derek S. And he says, "Hello, Doc. I wanted to know, will you be adding the spreadsheet that Just Been Paid had to project earnings? I really enjoyed having that feature. It was a great marketing tool as well."
Okay, Derek, the spreadsheet has actually been upgraded to what we call a calculator, and the calculator tool is being added to the membership tools, the affiliate tools that we have, which will actually replace the spreadsheet. So you'll not only have the benefits that you had there, it'll be in a simplified form, and that is in development right now, and we expect to see it in the very near future.
Okay, great. Here's a couple from Facebook, Doc. Melvin V. says, during the previous JBP restarts, 50% of my JSS tripler positions are converted to JSS Matrix, but I haven't received the JSS Matrix in my JSS account. My question is, are we going to receive the previous converted JSS matrix in our PC panels, or are they really lost already?
Okay, Melvin, I answered this just a moment ago. The answer is you will have all of your positions converted in profit clicking. In fact, the panels that you had before have already been completed. The placements that you were waiting to be placed are currently in the queue and being placed right now. So you will not lose anything. Everything that you had before is still in the system and will be placed in the system just like it was, and you'll be able to see those from your dashboard page in the panel area where you monitor.
Okay, here's from Melvin B., and he asks exactly when will the 48 hours withdrawal process be implemented?
Okay, Melvin, the 48-hour daily withdrawal process will be implemented immediately following the profit shift completion. So we'll be rolling through the profit shift over the weekend, and then sometime next week the new queue will be running to facilitate the daily withdrawals along with the additional requests that are in the system.
Perfect. And here's something from Eddie N. And he asks, is it possible for Profit Clicking to have its own debit card since it's a legal company? It makes processing faster and easier for PC and its members to fund, withdraw, and transfer. He goes on to say, we are at the mercy of exchangers after having to wait for PC withdrawal and then with the exchangers as well. And he says, I hope PC will consider this as an option in the future.
Well, Eddie, thanks for that. Thanks for that notice, and I'm happy to say there are many, many options that we have on the table right now. We've looked at debit cards. We're looking at additional payment processors. We actually have a team that's continually looking at ways that we can improve. We've evaluated a number of processors. We're in the process of adding an additional processor right now and more to be added in the future. So I can't give you an exact date when you can expect to see these changes come into effect, but I can tell you that they are in development and that we do have some additional resources that will be coming online to streamline the process for members moving money in and out of the system.
Okay, here is from Karen H., and she says, Dear Doc, when do you think our daily earnings will be paid on a daily basis so that we can purchase ad packs on a daily basis? That's a good question, too.
Well, Karen, like I mentioned a little bit earlier, we touched on this earlier, the daily sales commissions are processing. The catch has been going through the traffic exchange and checking the Serve 3 sites requirements. So once the traffic exchange is completed and comes out of beta, this will process on a daily basis. One of the things that you'll notice with your account is even though it can at times get a day or so behind, it gets caught up right away. And once it's caught up, you can absolutely go in and purchase those ad packages. You can fully expect in the near future you will be able to do this on a daily basis, but we have to complete the rest of the traffic exchange components in order for that to happen. So that's the status.
Thank you, Doc. Yeah, that's a little repetitive, but that's just so important to all the members to hear that again, so thank you. Also, here's something from Francis O. Why have you not paid for the restart you did when JBP was converted to profit clicking? Please pay for all those positions converted before you embark on another conversion.
Okay, this goes, Francis, this goes to the question we addressed earlier about the migration over to profit clicking. The panels have already been placed. The placement panels that were waiting in the queue from the last restart and just been paid are in the queue and processing as we speak. So those will be paid out. You don't have to worry about losing any value whatsoever. All value that you had has been retained and protected and is in the system and will be available to you as we progress forward in profit clicking.
Okay, and here's a couple from Twitter, Doc, if you don't mind. Let's see, this is from David M. And he says, the daily update to my mail always ends up in my spam. Why?
Okay, David, this is unfortunately a frustration that members can deal with. It has to do with your ISP and your particular email provider. One of the things there's two things you can do to address this. One of them is make sure that you select Profit Clicking as a safe, accepted sender, so that can get through your spam folder. The other thing is we highly recommend a Gmail email address. Gmail seems to have a lot less issues, and they're free to set up. So if you're not able to resolve the issue with just by selecting Profit Clicking as a safe recipient, or as a safe sender, add it to your safe sender list. If that doesn't solve the problem with your email account, I'd recommend getting a Gmail account and utilizing that, and that'll solve your problem.
And we have one from Fatihan, and I'm sorry if I didn't pronounce that correctly. Let's see, will withdrawals be paid before the profit shift?
The withdrawal process has been an ongoing process. The good news is we're going into the new queue, which will be processing daily withdrawal requests along with the additional requests in the queue. And like I mentioned earlier, you can get more information about that in your account now by selecting the Withdrawal News button on your dashboard.
Okay, and I think that's Fatihi N, so I think that's how that name is pronounced.
You know, Dale, there's one more point that I wanted to share tonight before we go into live questions. This is something we're very, very excited and pleased about, and that is when we first started the migration process, it was a very complex, much bigger process than we anticipated, and our support system wasn't adequate to really meet the member support that was necessary at that time, and so the live support, or the ticket system itself, got behind. I'm very, very happy to be able to tell our members tonight that the support system is now within about 24 hours. When you submit a ticket, within 24 to 30 hours or so, you get a response back. And considering the size of the organization and what we've been through, that we're really, really excited about that. So I wanted to share that tonight because I know there has been some concern about the system, and it's been upgraded substantially. We've added additional resources to meet the needs, and it's working very, very well.
It really, really is. Thank you, Doc. Now, before I open the lines, I want to let everyone know that this is not the proper venue for complaints or personal account issues. If you need support issues, please use the back office and submit a ticket. And if you do have a question or a comment for Doc this evening, press *6 on your keypad in just a moment, and you'll hear the prompt in your ear to confirm your request. And likewise, for your question asked already, you can press *6 and follow the prompt, and you can come out of the queue as well. And so we'll get started in just a second, and I'm going to ask you for your first name, please. And here we go, Doc.
Hi, Doc. This is Don.
Hi, Don.
Hi. I have my own question, but I just want you to, if you could clarify something you said about the PC panels. I was still owed some from 2 restarts ago in JBP. Are you saying right now, if I log into my account, which I'm looking at right now, should I see all of the additional ad panels that were due me? Because I still see the same number that I've had just from the expired positions.
What you should see is the panels that you had there before. You should see those. The panels that were in the queue waiting to be placed, those are being placed now. We couldn't process that queue until the panel system was completed in development, and that's been done. So you'll see the panels that you had before, and the ones that were waiting to be placed are still in the queue, and you'll start to see those being placed going forward from now.
Okay. Now, the question I had, going back to withdrawals, I want to make sure I understand this. Assuming that in the next couple of days they get done within 48 hours, I'm just wondering, is it best for anyone at this point who has a withdrawal in the queue to cancel it, and hopefully we'll get it within 48 hours? But if that's true, how is it that all these people, and I'm sure there's going to be a mad rush, especially in the beginning, how are they all going to get a withdrawal within 48 hours since we've been told all along that there's payment processor limits? So do I cancel my pending withdrawal and go for the 48-hour deal, or is that really going to happen or not?
Okay, the question, ladies and gentlemen, if you didn't hear it, had to do with the new withdrawal process we're rolling out that would process the new request within 48 hours. You're going to want to wait to see the new system roll out. We are handling the issue withdrawals in two different ways. We're rolling out the new queue, which will process the new request within 24 to 48 hours up to the limit of the day. And then we're also, in addition to that, continually processing the ones that are in the queue. So I don't necessarily recommend canceling your previous request because you might be next to be processed out. We have no way of being able to tell you specifically where you're at. But what this new system is going to do is it's going to process new requests immediately along with some of the older ones to help get it caught up faster. And that way members that are joining the system can see and can experience, what Profit Clicking's really all about. And that's giving people a tremendous opportunity to be substantially benefited financially.
But if the withdrawals are going to be done up to the limit of the day, could we potentially still be waiting weeks or even a month or more for an actual withdrawal?
There's going to be members in the system receiving every single day. And so it just depends on when your request goes in, where it is in relation to how many requests come in for that particular day. So the queue will process them on a first-come, first-served basis. And there's going to be however many there is that can be processed in that day will be done. We're dedicating the maximum resources available to resolving this issue that we can. So I can't tell you any specifics other than to tell you that they will be processing daily along with the existing requests that are in the queue.
Okay.
Okay, so basically the 48 hours is just a guess.
Well, I'm sorry, I didn't hear that.
I said the 48 hours processing time is just like a hopeful
optimistic. When the new requests come in, they're going to begin to be immediately processed, but it could take 24 to 48 hours before the queue is done for that day.
Okay.
So whatever doesn't get processed on that day will roll over to the next day.
Okay. Thanks.
It's not a guess. It's the way it's designed in the system to process. And thanks for those questions, Don. We appreciate it.
Thank you, Don. We're going to go to the next person. First name, please.
Hi, Bill.
Hi, Bill.
Hi. I'd like to ask Doc, is there any future looks at adding the apps for iPad to be able to use those for surfing and also being able to view the live conference?
Okay, the question had to do with, do we have any plans for adding apps for iPad for being able to surf in the live conference? The simple answer is there's a lot of enhancements that we have in the development on the table. We're actually looking at items like this. I can't give you a specific date on when they will be available, but I can tell you, yes, we are working on it, and the goal is to get them as soon as possible. We have some pretty incredible resources that are available in our IT department now, and we're going to be looking at the mobile interface and being state-of-the-art anywhere possible. Not only with the apps, but also things like the SMS messaging. That was one of the first steps to make this, give people more access without having to be actually logged into their account. So we do have a full development app team in-house now, and we're going to be adding those additional resources going forward.
That's fantastic, and that's all I need to know. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Bill.
Thank you.
Okay, the next. You're welcome. Next person, first name, please. Hello. Hello, hello. Going once. Going twice. Okay, moving right along here. First name, please.
Yes, Doc. Thank you for your assistance. I'd like to know if possibly gift cards for $10 stocking stuffers could be available for the holidays.
Gift cards for the holidays. What a fabulous idea. We actually have another resource that's going to be added to Profit Clicking. I don't know if we'll have it in time for the holidays or not, but we are looking at ways that we can add the $10 value to make this more user-friendly as gifts. You could be as creative as you'd like. If you want to put together a gift certificate on your own and invite somebody to come join, because when they join Profit Clicking, we give them the first $10 value anyway.
Right.
But I can tell you that we do have some additional resources that are going to be rolling out in the future that will have something along those lines. They're in the works.
Very good. Sounds good. Thank you.
Great question.
Thank you.
Okay, next person. First name, please.
Doc, good evening. This is Ed. How are you?
I'm fabulous, Ed. How are you?
Here, I'm calling you from Salt Lake City tonight. And
fantastic.
I have a question for you, but before I ask the question, I just want to say that, like yourself, I have years of business experience, and I'm astonished at how well you have managed this migration and this entire process of marrying these two companies. It's been absolutely amazing. So kudos to you and whomever you have there putting that IT together. It's quite a job.
Thank you.
So congratulations to you.
Thank you very much.
Doc, my question runs a little aside from the other calls tonight. I am a full-round participant in the process. I own a number of companies outside this system, and I am constantly moving advertising into the rotation now. I have been for about the last month. And my question really runs to apparently the ads rotate worldwide in packages, and I'm curious, is it possible that perhaps some of my ads might wind up in packages that are in a non-English speaking rotation, and that they would, as the rotations move around the planet, I know we're a worldwide company, is it possible that we would rotate in and out of English-speaking countries, and about how long does a rotation last? That would be very helpful to me as an advertiser to kind of be able to judge how much product to order as I realize I'm rolling into a U.S.-speaking rotation.
Okay. Right now, Ed, our primary focus has been English-speaking only. We do have other languages that you'll notice will come up in the traffic exchange, and we have what we call regional representative benefits that are around the world, where individual members in the organization will come in and help develop translated products and support materials on their own to make them available for members in their area. But right now, the primary focus with the traffic exchange focuses on English-speaking members. And we're building into the traffic exchange a way to sort of predict what the members' value interest is going to be, so that we can get your ads in front of the most interested people as much as possible. That's targeting technology that we're working on. So we've got a number of traffic exchange enhancements that are on our priority in development right now. And this is to not only make the traffic exchange more effective for advertisers, but our goal is that because of the sheer volume of traffic that Profit Clicking can deliver, our traffic exchange will be a very sought-after benefit for businesses all over the world because of the actual live visitors that we have. So I can tell you that there's a number of developments that are in development right now to improve the traffic exchange, and as we go forward, you can fully expect to see the traffic exchange be a top quality traffic exchange worldwide. Well,
I appreciate your response in that regard, and again, I look forward to this company being a worldwide. I think it's going to be the fastest growing segment of advertising. We're on the crest of a wave. I want to again just take a moment to thank you and all of your people for all that you're doing. I'm having a lot of fun with it, and best wishes to you. And thank you for taking my call.
It's my pleasure, Ed. Thank you for those kind words. And I'm going to share one thing with you. Kind of go out on a limb here. This is just a little bit of a sneak preview. We have a new product line coming on in the very near future that is going to revolutionize business advertisement and contact management as a component of profit clicking, which will really make the efficiency of the advertising that you're doing with us go to a whole new level. And I'm not going to talk much about it, but just to let you know that when you see what's coming, Ed, you think you're excited now, you're going to be blown away when you see what's coming. So thank you for those kind words.
Doc, thank you so very much, and best the rest of the evening to you.
You too. Thanks for being here.
Okay, Ed, thank you so much. And we're going to go to the next person. First name, please.
Hi, Doc. This is Ron. How are you?
I'm fabulous, Ron. How are you?
Oh, great. I'm just on the road coming from Baltimore, going to Washington, D.C. I just want to know about the negative ad packages that were given back in September the 23rd. Will they ever be reversed? Because it's kind of stopping me from doing my business. I received like 127 negative ad packages.
When you say negative packages, clarify, because I'm not sure what you're talking about.
I got a negative balance in my ad package. It started at 127, and it's working its way down based on my team's effort, but I have not been able to do anything. And I was just wondering, is that part of the of the fixing to get me back to zero?
It sounds to me like you might have an isolated situation with your specific account. And what have you submitted a ticket and explained what the situation is specifically with your situation? I sure did, Doc, 4 times. All right. Do me a favor. Send an email to AskDoc@ProfitClicking. And what I'll do is I will make an effort to see if I can follow up, because to my knowledge, we've had no problems at all with the ad packages. But there may be, there's a lot of volume in the organization, and we may have a glitch somewhere. So if you'll submit that, I'll do what I can to follow up, and we'll get that taken care of for you.
Thank you, Doc.
You're welcome.
Okay, bye-bye.
Okay, thank you, Ron. And we're going to go to the next person. First name, please.
Hello, my name is Sarah.
Hi, Sarah.
Hi, Sarah.
Hi, I just joined Profit Clicking about in August, and I have a question. I'm really excited. I have about 25 people under me. This is my first profit shift, and
fabulous.
I don't know what to expect. I'm just kind of winging my way through this. I really don't know what to tell my referrals just yet because I haven't gone through it, and I'm just kind of wanting to know, I was going to ask you that we only have 2 more days to the profit shift, right? So wouldn't it be wise for us to get our combined, earnings for the next 2 days so that it wouldn't interfere with the profit shift? Or you know what I'm saying? Because if the profit shift come, we're not going to. Those daily earnings are not going to be the same because a portion of those advertising packages would be gone.
Well, Sarah, they're not actually gone. They're just moved into a different revenue stream. So the thing to understand about the profit shift, number one, any ad packages that you or your referrals have purchased after August the 25th are not going to be included in the profit shift anyway, so you don't have to worry about any of those. Okay. Any ad packages that you had previous to October 25th could potentially be included in the profit shift, and that's As far as the number of how many, I couldn't tell you because every profit shift is different. But what I can tell you is, and this is what you're going to want to pass on to your referrals as well.
Okay.
The profit shift is a very important component to the longevity of the organization. It's what keeps us indefinitely sustainable.
Mm-hmm.
And the long-term value, like I mentioned earlier, in many cases actually increases the earning potential over the long term. So what you'll tell your referrals is, if you've been, planning to purchase additional ad packs, if you've been saving up for that, now is the very best time to do that, because any ad packages that you purchased after October 25th have the greatest potential of reaching the full 150% and expiring before the next profit shift. So don't be afraid about the profit shift. I know it can be a little bit a little concerning just simply because you haven't been through one. But what you and your referrals really want to know is that Profit Clicking is here. We're strong. We're solid. We're going to be here tomorrow. We're going to be here next month. We're going to be here next year. And you can have full confidence in, really engaging and maximizing your potential with Profit Clicking, and that's what's important. So the profit shift is a vital component in that.
Well, thank you very much, Doc. And the other thing I just want to know is, will we get paid? I didn't get paid today, and for the 8th, and I'm just wondering if we're going to do the same combined thing for today and tomorrow, since the profit shift is on Saturday.
Yeah, I spoke with the IT just before I came on the call. The daily sales commissions, any time that they get behind on the daily sales commissions, they run them in tandem to get caught back up. So if you didn't see something post today, there's a very good chance you'll see 2 days post tomorrow. And so they run in tandem until they get caught up, and I've noticed this with my account as well. So again, the thing that to understand about that is you're not losing anything. It just takes the catch-up time for that value to post on your Money Monitor area and make it available so that you can either purchase additional ad packages or process a withdrawal.
Okay, Doc. And how long is this profit shift? Is it like days or weeks, or because I don't really?
Yeah, the profit shift, as far as how long it will take, we don't really. I don't have any specifics that I can share other than anywhere from a couple hours to maybe 24 hours or so. We don't anticipate it taking a long time.
Okay, I thought it was like a 3, 4, 5 day thing. I didn't know.
Oh no, no. In fact, from what I've been told, in the old system, some of these computations took like 48 hours or longer, and with the new system, that's been, in some cases, dropped down to just from a matter of days down to a matter of hours. It's been streamlined significantly.
Well, thank you very much, Doc, for answering my questions, and I'm an excited member, so I look forward to seeing, good things in Profit Clicking.
Well, Sarah, thanks for being here, and I just want to say kudos to you for sharing the good news and inviting other folks to come and join it. You're one of those wonderful members that we're really, really grateful for, so thank you.
You're welcome, Doc. You have a good one.
You do the same.
Thanks,
bye-bye.
Sarah. Okay, next person, and your first name, please.
Hi, this is Bob in southern Utah.
Hi, Bob.
How are you?
I'm fabulous. How are you?
Good, thanks. Hey, my question is, I had a referral inadvertently sign up under the buy traffic only rather than the buy traffic and get paid. Is there something that I'm missing that they can do to transfer their account to the buy traffic and get paid? Because they already funded their account. It seems like that would be something that would be an easy process, and I'm just not finding it.
Yeah, it's just a simple upgrade. When they go into their system, I don't have the page in front of me, but it's a simple upgrade. On the buy traffic only page, when they join the system, they're getting for every $10 they get 1,000 visitors to their website. But there is an upgrade process there that they can go through to become an IBO, which is an independent business owner, and take advantage of the additional revenue stream of being able to refer others. So if they have any specific questions about their account, they can send in a support ticket, but there should be an upgrade process available right there to them in their account.
Okay, because it was explained to my person that hadn't happened yet, but that was like a couple of weeks ago. I also had a referral that signed up her grandfather, and they funded their account with several $1,000s, but for some reason it came under Profit Clicking admin as the referrer rather than the granddaughter. I know that can be changed, but will she lose her commission?
Typically, what happens what I would recommend is just submit a ticket, explain the situation so it can be handled specifically. But in the future, the best thing to address is when you invite someone to join Profit Clicking, either have them come to the affiliate website link of the individual who's inviting them, or when they go to the join page and they're filling out their information, make sure that the person that invited them's information is on that page. There's a little box there that says, please give us the email or the username of the person that invited you. And that way you can make sure that gets taken care of. But what you can do when you submit that ticket, we'll have member services research it, and you should be able to get the commissions and everything. So we'll see to it that gets corrected.
Great, Doc. Thank you very much.
Thank you, and appreciate you being part of Profit Clicking.
Thank you, Bob. And we're going to go to the next person. First name, please.
Evening, Dale. Evening, Doc. It's Norm from Alberta.
Hi, Norm.
A couple of quick questions. One is a member that has exhausted, I guess, the support ticket route trying to get his account back. It's been over 90 days. Should he be sending you an email to askdoc@profitclicking.com because it's over 90 days now?
Is it having to do with an account being blocked?
His Gmail account was hacked, and he called in himself, and because his account had been hacked and other programs that he's involved with were, there was money being stolen out of those accounts, so he got a hold of Profit Clicking and said, block my account, until further notice.
Okay.
And he hasn't been able to get it open since then.
Okay. Yeah, Send an email to AskDoc@ProfitClicking with as much information as you can, and we'll research that. One of the challenges that we've had, because Profit Clicking has such an incredible potential, we deal with a pretty high level of fraud, and we have a department that their full-time efforts is to research issues like this and see to it that the people don't misuse the system. So unfortunately there are some sporadic situations where an innocent person can get caught up in that. We can research that through. I can tell you that the people that work in the fraud department are very, very thorough in their investigation. And if there's anything that needs to be done to rectify the account, we can see to it that it gets done. So apologize.
Okay, one other quick thing is when we were in Just Been Paid and we were told that, whatever we had there we're going to have here, one of the things that we had was we were told what the limits were with each payment processor. So if we're going to go to 48-hour withdrawals based on the daily limits, could you tell us what the daily limits are on each payment processor?
Right now, yes. Currently what we have is it's $250 a day per person per payment processor, and the goal is to be able to raise that up. Our goal is to get everything as good as it was in Just Been Paid or better.
Yeah, so, no, I don't mean I don't mean the $250 a day per person per payment processor. I mean, what is the limit that the company is going to put out through the payment processor on any given day?
Oh, if your question is that information going to be made available, the answer is yes. I don't have it right now to give to you, but it will be made available when we get to that point.
Okay. Thank you.
You bet.
Okay,
Thanks
Norm.
for being here.
Thank you. And we'll go to the next person. First name, please. Hello? Hello, anybody there? Going once? Going twice? Okay. Next person, first name, please. We have nobody there again?
While we're waiting for the next caller, Dale, I need to make a clarification. I think I misunderstood the previous caller's question. The posted limits are going to be, what we're posting and advertising to the public are going to be what's available per member, per payment processor per day, because it can vary from one processor to another. So as we roll out this new queue process that's going to be dealing with the withdrawals, I would just encourage everybody to watch the daily announcements and to watch the information that's posted on the website, because that'll be what's, that's the very best way for members to stay current and informed.
Okay, great. Thank you. And let's try this again. First name, please. Well, if this isn't going to work, then we may stop trying to take questions. Hello? Anybody there?
How are we doing on time, Dale?
Well, we're about 5 or 6 minutes after the hour, and it seems like this button is not pushing, so I'm sorry. Let me just try one more time here. No, I feel like I would almost have to refresh the page at this point, so perhaps this would be a good stopping point, Doc?
Well, I want to say, I'm sorry, Dale, go ahead.
No, unless I go ahead and refresh the page and see if that's functioning.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, the first thing I'd like to apologize. We're having some technical difficulties getting those of you that are lined up for questions off mute. For some reason, we're having a challenge with that. But I wanted to say thank you to all of you that have been here with questions, and thanks to all of our members that have been participating with our social media as well. You can reach us through social media at our Facebook page, Twitter. We got a whole list of social media that's available on our widgets on the right-hand side of every page, as well as, if you've got a specific suggestion or something that you would like to address outside of a support issue, you can send an email to askdoc@profitclicking.com, and actually have a staff that monitors those. And anytime something comes through that needs specific attention, we do our level best to address those. I know that there have been some challenges with some of these hacked accounts. Hacked accounts are the most difficult to resolve because there are some pretty creative crooks that unfortunately in the cyber world. And so we are absolutely dedicated to protecting our members, protecting the organization, and seeing to it that we provide the very best in customer support. So if you're someone who has been affected by that, we apologize. Don't give up. We're going to do everything we can to take care of you. And before we wrap the call up tonight, I did want to share, I promise everybody every week that we'll touch on just a couple little items that can help with motivation and building your business. And this week's theme that's been chosen is consistency. Ladies and gentlemen, consistency is such a vital, vital component to success. And I want to share just a couple quick quotes. The first one is, it's not what we do once in a while that shapes our lives. It's what we do consistently. That's Anthony Robbins. And another one, the secret of success is consistency of purpose. If we just basically develop the self-discipline to do something consistently daily, whether it's just spending a few minutes, sending out a couple of emails, sending out posting some banners on some ad sites on the internet, sending out a few of the affiliate websites. We've got a tremendous arsenal of tools that are available to help our members develop their business, and you would be amazed. In fact, there's a testimonial of a gentleman, one of our members, who increased his personal referral list significantly through some simple work that he did on Facebook. So consistency is one of the critical factors to success. It's completing the necessary tasks when nobody's watching. It's continuing to take action even when you don't see immediate results. Over the long term, you'd be surprised what a little bit of effort every day does. It's taking small, consistent steps to build momentum, and then that translates into attaining a huge gain. So in many cases, you won't see results from your actions for a little bit of time. They don't necessarily happen immediately, but if you keep your head down, you stay focused, you keep plugging away, before long, you're going to look back and you're going to be amazed at how far you've come and what you've been able to get accomplished. And that translates to significant dollars in the bank from your efforts. So I've been involved in online business since 2000. I've seen a lot of what's out there, and I have to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, profit clicking is exciting. It is. We have a tremendous opportunity available for members all around the world, and we're continually improving it on a daily basis, adding anything that we can do to streamline the process, to make it more user-friendly, to eliminate confusion, to increase potential. These are all things that we're vitally concerned in and working very hard to complete. And so you can have confidence that there's resources and dedicated teams that are here to protect your long-term stability and your long-term connections to profit clicking. And like some of the callers have said tonight that have been very excited, I have to tell you, knowing what I know about what's coming, I can tell you, ladies and gentlemen, you haven't seen anything yet. We have some amazing, powerful resources that are coming online that are going to absolutely take your business into a whole new realm. So be encouraged, be excited about what's happening, and I know that there have been some challenges and some frustration. There always is when we go through an undertaking like this. But like Ed was sharing with us earlier, to literally undertake the process of upgrading and migrating an organization with millions of active people is a tremendous undertaking. And I look at what's been accomplished in the last couple of weeks and, realize that in many cases in the corporate world, we're doing in weeks what many organizations take months and years to complete. It's being done right here. So I'm excited to share that with you. And I just invite you to really think about consistency. What can you do individually every single day to make a difference for yourself and to make a difference in the lives of others? Take advantage of the tools and resources that are available here. Plug into the 24/7 welcome room. Plug into the upgraded trainings. We've got a lot of support that's rolling out to help you build your business and to make this more streamlined so that when you share and invite other people, you don't have to spend a lot of time holding their hand. The system itself is being streamlined to help do a lot of that for you. So I wanted to share that with you tonight. And again, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for the role that you do every day to make profit clicking possible. Without our members, we wouldn't have anything. And so the dedication, the energy that is spent every day to improve the processes here, it's all about making it better for our members. And I just want you to know from the staff side of profit clicking, the people that we have, the skill sets and the integrity and the dedication. I can tell you, speaking for the staff, there are people here that absolutely take their job seriously about what can we do to improve the user experience, the difference that we can make to make it better for you, to make it easier for you to have confidence in the system and to really be excited about what's happening. That's our goal, and that's our focus, and that's our ongoing commitment. So I wanted to share that with you tonight. If you if you have any challenge and you feel like, or if you have some suggestions that you'd like to share, take advantage of the Ask Doc of Profit Clicking. Again, remind everybody about our Twitter tweet, the hashtag PC Happy Talk. We love to connect with our members out there, not only in Twitter, but all of our social media pages. So you'll be seeing more and more about profit clicking on the web, as well as the additional tools and resources that are being added to the site. And with that, I'm going to turn the call back to Dale.
Okay, great, Doc. Thanks so much. It was a great call tonight. there's such an exciting future here with Profit Clicking. I'm very excited, and I know there's so many members out there that truly are. And it's always the right time at Profit Clicking, and it's the right place and the right time at Profit Clicking. Now, how did I get that wrong tonight? Anyway, my tagline there. So watch for the daily updates. This call will be posted, as well as the archive calls. And again, Doc, I want to thank you and our listening audience for joining us. And we'll see you next Thursday night for another live call, Thursday night at 9 Eastern. And watch your email for the details. God bless all of you. And good night. Thanks again, Doc. Good night, everyone.
Thank you, Del. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Good night.
Good night.